maybe this one works. Well, I'm gonna try this again, part 4. I made a video of what I was gonna do, and the volume wasn't on. Trash can that one, or you won't see them anyways. So I'm trying to learn. I keep making more mistakes on this stuff, but this is gonna be part 4 in my series of my experience as I'm going. As you can tell, I got a few things done. I got my T-tracks in, and go over that real quick. I bought a set from CNC Labs, and they come in an 8-piece set with clamps. And pretty simple. I can see how you can get creative and make your own, but it's glad to have a little start getting in the industry or the practice of the CNC club here, right? Well, as you can see, I used all 8 on the table, and I ended up using 7 pieces of MDF at 6.5 inches, which, well, it's a little heavy, and I wanted it to be more 6.5, turned out 6 9/16. I really was trying to keep everything really true and everything. The only thing that changed was made my gap a little bit smaller on each end, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But each MDF is roughly about 6.5, 6 9/16. This is what it looks like with that setup. The MDF I got underneath the router y-axis, you know, sitting on the same height, and I got even with the inside the feet. So I have clearances, and I'm using that as a straight edge too. So down the road, when I use maybe some type of clamping, I need to square off to everything I know relatively to the machine will be square. But anyways, I'm going to show you a little bit closer up of what I've been into. This is a series that I called Waste Boards, T-tracks, and there are going to be some zeroing issues to get up to par where I'm at presently. I've added a few things since you last seen the video, and hoping maybe get some more comments than I did. Maybe eventually one day. We're working our way there. So if you would, please comment if I say things incorrectly, or maybe possibly subscribe to the channel. Keep up with my movement here. I'm going to try to post videos on different platforms too. Maybe this might help some people and some of the things I'm finding. Even though I got a background of 20-some years in the CNC industry, but the industry stuff that I worked on quite a little bit different than this. I dealt with FANUC controls, with absolute encoders and limit switches, and proc switches, and I don't know. We won't go into all that, but even just saying that, even the background I got hung up on a few things that I shouldn't have because I was overthinking them. I can see why they keep the price down by not adding all that fancy stuff in the beginning, but it's good to learn without it, I guess you would say. And then you can add on as you go, but you learn what you're really going to get eventually, and what you don't have right now. And it should get a little bit easier on some stuff. But it's the CNC world, and technology changes every day. But I'm happy so far with my Longmill, and hope to get pretty creative eventually once I get out of the setup stage. But I'll show you here in a minute a little bit closer up what I've been into, and try not to make this video so different long. Yeah, you definitely want a vacuum system. I just got started doing a waste board, and man, I filled this entire room just in one lap. It was everywhere. But I just thought I was just trying it out, see how it works. I wasn't gonna do the whole table, but didn't have to. One lap, man, it was everywhere. I can see what they mean by MDF stuff. I want to throw out a couple of attaboys there to Mr. Garrett from IDC, provided me some paperwork and charts on different bits and speeds, even though I'm using C Labs kind of default values in their surfacing program, but I've altered a little bit too, because you'll see I've been running into some issues which I'll go over next. Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Appreciate the help and all your support. And I can see where stuff like this might look little to some people, but it's information you gotta have. And I'm slowly documenting stuff, just like the pre-check list will be in play eventually, once I get down to the setup part. Well, anyways, we'll move forward a little bit. I'm gonna get you a little bit closer here and get my ugly face out of the picture. But also, I should say thanks for everybody else too to support and help me out on some of the stuff that I kind of overthought and I'm presently working on. Great forums. I haven't got too crazy and too many of them though, but I've been on CNC Labs kind of private forum and their Facebook forum. I'm looking forward to getting involved in other ones. I've been on the entrepreneur one a little bit. Mr. Garrett suggested on it, and I'll be there eventually. It's just a lot going on. This is kind of like an add-on to my woodshop business, and right now it's a big learning curve. But I plan on it being a lot more eventually, hopefully. That's my goal anyway, so. Thanks everybody for the help, and I hope it continues, and if you would, please comment, and because I appreciate all the comments. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative to me. We're all grown here, and we learn from our mistakes regardless. With that being said, I'll quit saying that and I'll get you up here a little bit closer. Yeah, it's been a long day, sorry. Got a headache down the road, even though I screwed up. Well, we all screw up, right? So I got 49.6 and I got 33.32. And for the cut depth, they have it 04 and 04. I wasn't really kind of understanding why there's two there. Cut depth and then max. I'm thinking, all right, I understand the cut depth, how far this is going to go into my bed, and .04, I believe, is close to a millimeter. And but the max is, I guess, maybe I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can explain that one a little bit. So I left that there, and I kind of wish I went less now. On the bit diameter where I screwed up, I had a 22 millimeter, and what I end up doing, my notes, I'm bad. I put 1 inch in there for some reason. I thought it was a 1 inch bit, and that's what I stuck with. So I put number 1 in there, and that's where I screwed up. And the bit diameter actually is closer to 7/8, which comes out to, let's see, 0.86, 6142, if you want to put all that in there, and 2. I believe it's probably gonna, all right, 866 it defaulted to. All right, spindle RPM, that's where they said to do it. That's also on this sheet I got here. As you notice, sorry for the light. I gotta work on that, but I gotta spend more money. But they got suggested values in there, and I went with their step over because CNC wanted 40%. I'm gonna stick with 35 because somebody made a comment about reducing that for another problem I'll show you here in a little bit. Actually, you can see it right there. But my feed rate, according to this here, should be 81, which I guess is, for some reason, it goes to 80.98 for some reason. So I'm gonna put in 81 and see what happens. Feed rate, let's see, yeah, 81. All right. And then I'm starting down here in the lower left corner, as you can tell. And so I click that. You can click what you want and change it. You can, wherever you're starting, but I'm starting there. And then you want to, when initially this wasn't clicked. See, I see if I can click that. See, it changes. Well, I want to do this one and go back and forth. And this is on take off. Going to go that way and go around, come back, and as you can see, this is where obviously I can. My issue turned out to be is this. Some people are like, I just sand it, but I knew something wasn't right, and I'm going to show you what I found. One thing I found was my bit diameter is wrong, which was a comment, and my step over, make the step over smaller. So I've corrected the bit diameter and I've made the step over a little bit less. Not a lot, but it's what there. I'm going to generate the G code with that here in a minute, but I just want to show you what's going on here. Now, I got to move this out here. Well, I'm going to lose the whole screen, I guess. I'll have to type all that back in, I guess. Well, what turned out to be is I've learned by a few videos is my tram was out. A lot of people say, nah, I don't believe it's a tram. Man, they're right. I ain't gonna be able to tell you until I run this thing today. But these are the changes I made, and if it helps you out down the road, this is what I did. What I did, I watched Mr. Garrett's video. A lot of people put out videos, but they don't show everything, you know what I mean? But cause, that's just nature, you can't cover everything. Everybody's got a different problem. I use a small square, and I got precision squares, but not short enough. This one really true. But what I ended up doing is I ended up putting this, and I ran the Z down, and I used this surface, and I couldn't see no light through it. And I did the other side. So this way seemed to be all right. And as I learned, that's called the yaw, the x-axis. Now, being tram out and giving me lines, and it felt like you put your fingernail in it, you can feel it this way, like it was digging this way, or whichever way. Anyway, they're just making these big lines. And you can see this 1 millimeter. I wish I didn't go as far. I did sink my screw heads way below 1/4 inch, so I got quite a ways to go. Maybe I should have went a little bit more. Another thing I might learn. But ended up to be is what they call the y-axis, and that's called the nod direction, which ended up putting this back here, and this thing was kicked that way. It was tight at the bottom, and I seen a big gap here on top. Not big, but enough that I think is probably going to affect it. So in order to correct that, I ended up shimming the bottom of these bearings over here on both sides. Yeah, see, you can see it. And I got this plastic shim stock, and I use it a lot in the industry. I don't like paper stock for shims and stuff, but everybody's got their cup of tea on that part. But even got metal shims. But I was sticking with something easy. I ended up picking, after I tried a couple of attempts to get where I want it, 7.5 thousandths to just this nod where I didn't see daylight, on this. So I'm using that. And then I also have precision levels I put up there, and it also showed this being caulked down too. So when I ended up correcting the nod, 7.5 thou, I put we're talking about precision tool level I put on there. Like I said, I was in the industry for quite a while, and I do have some specialty tools, and they're not cheap. But I ended up putting a precision level on there. And that bubble was you couldn't even see it when I started. But it's precision, it's really picky. So I got it it's touching the line on one side, yeah. I might could have went a little bit more. But I didn't see no daylight. And so make the story a little bit shorter than what it needs to be is I adjusted the nod, 7.5 thou. And hopefully we're going to get rid of and I guess you can see it better there, these lines. Because when I surface a board in the future, I don't want this outcome. I don't want to have to sand and sand and sand. That's what I got a CNC for, right? I should be able to get a baby's ass smooth finish, excuse the language, but that's my goal. So you can be as picky as you want. Just like when I did the squaring test, it said my machine was pretty, how does it say? It said your machine be pretty square. I'm trying to say what it said. But it said I could move it one leg this way and one leg that way, whichever one I wanted to do to correct the squareness. But we were talking I think it was 3-4 thousandths. So I wasn't gonna be that picky. I might be wrong on that number, but it wasn't very large. All right, so where that says and come is I corrected my tram, I corrected my bit diameter, and I've made my step over smaller. Now I'm gonna run this thing, and before I hit that up there, I can make sure all my numbers are correct. I'm gonna generate the G code. I'm gonna try it that way anyways. So we got that selected. All right, this is where you can hit generate G code. And then you hit the run on main. That's what it looks like as you do it. Run a visualizer. That shows you everything. It'll take me 1 hour and 9 minutes to do this thing. Minimum Z 40.04. All right, and let's see here. Now I want to run this, and I'm gonna have to put this back over because I don't want to dig no more than I have to. So I'm gonna run this thing. I already got my Y set, and let's see here. Go with a piece of paper here, and let's see. I got it on precise mode, and I'm gonna bring the Z down. Bring the Z down. I'm gonna change how fast I'm moving this sucker down a little bit. Ooh. All right, I can't move the paper. All right, so I'm gonna go up. I'm holding the camera with one hand, so you probably hear it clicking. I had it zeroed just roughly down that corner where I had the X and Y zero. All right. I can feel the drag on that paper a little bit. I could go down a little bit more. I don't want to definitely go no deeper than what I've been and see deeper than I wanted to be. I don't want to, shouldn't have went no more than I had to because I don't think the board was out that far. I did notice a couple of spots, but it wasn't that far off. So that being said, I'm going to take this, yeah, feel it? That's just the way I was pulling it. All right, and we're going to run this program. And but first of all, we're going to put the hit back over here where it's at, and then we're going to hit. Oh wait a minute. I screwed up. Too much going on one time. I don't think I zeroed it. I didn't hit zero. So gotta go back to the drawing board here. All right. Whoa, definitely too much, huh? Yeah, we can, I guess, and my bad. Doing it again. I don't think I did. All right, it's still tight there. We're gonna make a smaller adjustment. Should have wrote down the value, what I should have done, right? Alright, now you're supposed to zero it out and see what happens. I zeroed out the depth, and that's going to be the depth. So now I'm going to tell it to go to X and Y 0, and then I'm going to say go to 0. And for example, I'm going to show you the bit. It's over a little bit. It's over a little bit. So that's what we got so far. Now, do I want to show you this, or the video is already long enough and I'll show you on the next video what I end up getting? Because if this don't fix it, I might have to do more. So let's see. Let me get things cleaned off here and we'll get back to it here in a minute. Well, I'm back. I can't wait till the next video. I'm anxious to see if this helps solve my problem or at least get better. So here it is. I'm gonna turn on my router, which suggested to be on 3. I assume putting it in the middle, that's the feed. So I want it. And I can't hold a vacuum up, but I'm just gonna run it and see what it does, and I'll have to clean the mess up, I guess. But this is for you guys, so remember that. Comment for me and maybe subscribe. So here we go. We're going to turn on the router. And I'm going to hit that start job. We're going to see what this thing here does. See what it did? It looked like it ramped down. And then it's going. Well, that's a nice smooth finish right there. And look at that. I don't see a ridge that way. I don't remember seeing a ridge until it came back the other way, which might be a different issue. But we're going to see here. The dust is flying, so we ain't going to do too much. We're going to see this at least do 2 laps here to see if the line goes away. I'll hit the pause button, but you can hit pause job, or you can stop it. I'll probably pause it. Exactly where it was, but I know I'm overhanging. It looks nice there, but we're going to find out when this thing goes down here and turns around. I hope you can hear me, but we're going to get to the spot that I've been wanting to get to for a couple of days now. I just did on the other things and been building a lot of stuff, but here we go. We're going to do the I can see a little more, but very and that might go when I come back around and do the final run on this board. Because I think when I do the rest of it, I'm going to change this. The more I change it, look at it, I'm already wearing it. It's already all over the place. Let's see what we're looking like. I gotta get some better light in there. I apologize. Oh, that looks That look awesome. So adjusting that tram, I think helped. But let's see what it does here. Well, I can still see a spot, but I can't really feel it with my finger. You can see it like an image. Like before, I could feel it here, but here I'm not. Let's see what we got. Well, this is the CNC lab bit. I'm going to be changing and going to another one too eventually. IBC definitely getting their starter bit set pretty soon. But on a budget, one at a time. I even sent me a couple of new projects to even try and kind of what we're doing. So we're going into something. I just don't think I'm as deep as I was the first time, so that's fine. So I'm probably gonna see what this looks like. Ain't throwing out as much dust like I was the other day when I was taking off. I was almost a million in it. Don't do that. That screen's getting a little dirty. I'm gonna have to stop this thing before it gets up to that 1 millimeter side. I think one more pass and we'll pause it. Now that's a 30% separator. I gotta be ready to pause the job pretty soon, but I think I might be able to go. I will tear into that one time, and it's definitely cleaning up. Oh yeah, look at that. Just the tram and just that bit. Which one did it? Or did both of them do it? I think the tram definitely was out. So they wouldn't have done what it done. We're going to go through one more pass on the cut blade and see what this baby does. And it's probably going to be pretty dirty. And we wipe the lens again. Yep, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. And ooh, baby, look at that. Yeah. I learned something, man. But I was also kind of thought when I seen the video, it says the word pre-tram. So once I get this really flat, I know everything's true. Oh, what a break. We're going to stop. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're supposed to do it. Alright. You can see it right there. moving. So we're gonna pause it on this, y'all. There's just way too much going on here. But let's see what this looks like here. You might be able to hear me better. And turn this router off so you can hear me better. Let's see here. All right. That, compared to what I was, I could feel a little bit there. And that might have been from the original cut, because I'm not cutting as deep as I was. But over here, look at that. Yeah, see it? Yeah, what little bit I did, all over me. Yeah, it's all right. It's worth it. I'm making progress. I like it. I hope you all enjoyed this part. A little bit longer than normal. I'm gonna see if I can save this, so I don't have to keep on punching it in. They say you can save it, so I have to look into that. So with that, to close today, please comment if you would, and correct me, or any suggestions is always welcome. Y'all have a great day, a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow as well. God bless y'all. Thank you, sir, and sisters. Have a great night.